Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Arati coming to you with an update regarding the Employee Retention Tax Program. You may know this as the ERTC or ERC, right? This is one of the last remaining federal COVID-19 relief programs for small business. So I want to come on here today so that the millions of small business owners that potentially qualify, that some of you all may see this, or if you know a small business owner that may qualify, you can share this video, tag them in this video so that they can get a financial lifeline for their business. Many of you all got EIDL, right? The economic injury disaster loan and grant, and many of you all received PPP. For some of you all, you didn't. Some of you all, you received it, but it wasn't enough. And there are many of you are still seeking a financial lifeline and don't understand that there is still a huge program that is available for you to potentially qualify for and get, so that you can take those funds and apply them to your business to achieve your goals, whatever goals that you have for your business. So though I'm going to be answering questions today and providing, again, some updates, background, and some important information, clearing up some misconceptions around the program, because with these programs, there's a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of miseducation. And so you really need to be careful. Because even those that professionals you work with aren't always giving you all the correct information, the best information, and that can be to your detriment. Okay, so I want to make sure that you all have all the information you need, let you know how we assist with the process and determining if you qualify to help you and be able to claim your credit. So again, welcome in today. Welcome all the new, those that are newly joining us here at She Boss Talk. I'm so glad to have you here. Let me know who you are, where you're hailing from, and what your business is. We're talking about the Employee Retention Tax credit. This is a refundable payroll tax credit. So this is not an income tax credit. So I just want to clarify that. And so when it says refundable, what does that mean? It's not a grant, but it's grant-like, because if you do qualify, you will actually get that money deposited into your bank account, which is what we want, right? I don't know about you, but I want money deposited into my bank account. And this is one of the ways that many millions of you all qualify for. Now, I come on here, I've done several videos, but the bottom line is that similar to these other relief programs, the larger companies are the ones taking advantage of it. When we know that the majority of small business owners have 10 or fewer employees, and you all have the opportunity to receive some of the largest benefit, but oftentimes bigger companies don't want to work with smaller companies because they look at, the dollar amount. What we're here for is to make sure that we give you the education, the knowledge that you need, so that you can, again, take the information, go and figure out if you qualify for this program or not. It doesn't matter if you have one employee, W2 employee, or 500 employees. You can qualify, full-time employees, and you can have part-time employees and qualify for this particular program. Okay. So again, like I said, this is one of the last ones, in addition to the child care stabilization credit, but this is the largest one that's out there. And many of you all can get a lot more from this program than you actually receive from PPP. That's what I'm seeing across the board. Now, She Boss Talk has helped hundreds and continue to help hundreds of small business owners with W2 employees to qualify for this credit. We have actually helped small businesses claim over $6 million at this point, right? So that is significant, but it's a drop in the bucket when you think about that these are uncapped funds. That's another reason why you need to be taking advantage of this program, is that it's uncapped. Okay, so they estimate that there's a 400 billion, but there is no cap like it was for PPP and EIDL, meaning is not going to cut off at 400 billion. If you qualify, you meet the deadlines to apply, then you get the funding. This funding is also unrestricted, unlike the other programs, right? Other programs told you had to spend it on certain things in your business. You can determine what you spend these funds on in your business. Now, to make it more clear for you all to see the significance here, this is the average. If you have a W-2, 10 W-2 employees, the average is $260,000 that business owners are getting back. It can be lower or it could be higher. But just think about if you found out, first of all, you don't have any, so you're going to be able to go from zero to potentially getting 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, 60,000. And the highest that we've been able to help a company get or claim is $800,000 for their company. That is significant impact on a business. Okay, so just think about what you can do with the funds. So again, whether it's you that have an employee or you know someone who does, and we all know someone, a business owner that has W-2 employees. So this is a 2020 and 2021 tax credit. Okay, so if you had employees in 2020 and 2021, and you were impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, you may qualify for this credit. And so I know you probably heard people say that this is a scam, because sometimes now people are starting to hear more about it. But even more recently, someone reached out to me by referral. So thank goodness for the referral. Trust referral always helps, because she was like, I heard something about it, but I thought it was a scam. It's not a scam. Okay, so she thought it was a scam. It wasn't a scam. So she submitted her information and she got approved for her claim for her employee retention tax credit. So those are, again, some of the success stories that we are seeing, going from not having any money, no one even informing her, even her accountant, right, or payroll person, but that they're able to now qualify for this credit. Now, here are the parameters. This credit applies to second quarter to fourth quarter of 2020 and first quarter to the third quarter of 2021. There's a bill right now that is pending to try to reinstate the fourth quarter of 2021. Okay, but it's still pending because the Congress snatched it back and applied the funds from the fourth quarter to another bill that was a law that was passed, the infrastructure bill. So they're still trying to see if they can get back fourth quarter. But there's ample opportunity to get access to funding through this particular program. So again, I would encourage you all to apply. We have the link in the comments that you can get started. You can also email me. I'd rather you actually email me if you think you qualify and you have employees, so that we can make that connection. We can get you started on the process, because I don't want you to get stuck or assume, right, because you're not familiar with the process, that you don't qualify or you don't know what to do, or it's become too, if it's too intimidating for you, which sometimes it can be for people, that you have us, myself and my team, to support you along the way. Now, the maximum FTEs, so this is important, okay? Maximum full-time employees is considered 30, that your employee is working 30 hours or more per week. So there's a maximum, all right? So they're going to ask you that, how many FTEs, okay? There's a maximum of 100 FTEs for 2020 and a maximum of 500 FTEs for 2021. So does that mean that if you don't have any full-time employees that you don't qualify? The answer is no. You do. Yes, you do. You may qualify for this program. You can have 500 or 1,000 part-time employees, and that does not matter. They're only looking at the FTE count, because there are caps for that. Okay, so don't think when you go to the application and you say full-time employee and you only have part-time that you do not qualify, because you do. That's why we are here to help you through the process. Okay, so let's talk about who may qualify for these programs, right? For-profit and nonprofit businesses qualify. So if you have a church or a nonprofit organization that has W-2 employees that you paid payroll taxes for in 2020, 2021, then you may qualify for this program. If you are a for-profit business, one of the benefits of this is that if you are a new business, a startup, you started your business on or after February 15th of 2020, okay, you get a special a bonus because of that. So a special credit for being a startup business in 2021 that you can take advantage of, because we already know that so many startups did not qualify for PPP or EIDL. And when we connect with people, they say, oh my goodness, I was new. I didn't qualify for any of that. This is like, I'm hoping that you can help me get access to this credit. Or I just missed out on the programs, period, because I got stuck in the process, or I didn't get enough funding, or whatever it was. And this program will really help me. Okay. So we still have peers that are just recently seeing my videos, and I've been talking about ERC for 2.5 years now, and they're just now like having that aha moment, like, I may qualify for this. I had W-2 employees, and they're applying, and they're seeing that they qualify, right? We actually have a member of our She Boss tribe who applied. Okay, she applied, did not know until we informed her about this program. She applied and qualified for over $21,000 for her business that she didn't even know was possible for her. So that is amazing. We love to be able to share these stories to let you know that this opportunity is still available, okay, to you, because it is a refundable payroll credit for those of you that pay payroll taxes in 2020 and 2021. So the sooner you apply, the better, because we know that the IRS is taking on average between 6 and 8 months to deposit the funds. So once you actually file, so once you apply, when you apply with us, which I highly recommend, because you want an expert, and I'll talk about the importance of that in just a second. But you need a support system. You need experts that know what they're doing, that work closely with the IRS to help you get the maximum credit that you need and that you deserve, and that is in compliance. Okay? That is so important, that you're not picking fly-by-night people or companies that then don't know what they're doing. They're trying to get in on this, but like many lenders that came on board with PPP got in over their heads, and they could not support the demand that they were receiving. So they just dropped the ball. And we don't want to see that happen to you and your businesses. Okay. So we partner with an amazing company who are experts in this industry. Know that any company that is working on this is a new company, because this is a new tax credit, okay, that came about with the CARES Act, okay? So, but it's important because we've had people that they had someone file for them, and they didn't file all the years they were supposed to file, so they came to us to file it. We've worked with companies where they worked with another company who just didn't move forward with their applications, right? And they just dropped the ball. They didn't do anything with it, and they were able to come to us, submit their accurate and complete information, and within 2 to 3 weeks or less, we were able to let them know how much they qualified for and get their claims filed, so that they're in line to get their checks, right? Their deposit from the IRS, okay? So understand that a lot of times, and you're like, okay, my accountant hasn't told me about this. Many accountants still don't know about it, or they may have told you back in 2020 you didn't qualify because the rules were different then. There's been at least 5 different amendments to the program since 2020. So they probably didn't revisit it, or maybe they're busy and bogged down, just don't have the time. But understand there's a difference. Your accountant is not necessarily a payroll expert. Rarely do accountants also handle payroll, okay? So if they're not doing that, they may not be informing you, or they just may not be well versed. So I'll be talking about some of the misconceptions that even accountants and tax professionals have that may have you thinking that you don't qualify when you actually do. So just some examples of companies, and these are just examples. Really, if you have a retail business, you may qualify because most retail businesses have W-2 employees. And like I say, you can have a minimum of one W-2 employee. It just can't be you as the majority owner. And it can't be your employee, your relatives, your immediate relatives as a majority owner. And you will see those questions when you start to take the survey. But other than that, you can see if you qualify for a credit and what amount that you may qualify for. Okay. So again, you really want to make sure that you're working with a company that knows what they are doing, and not every company out here does. Okay. So that's why we are here. We've been here for over 2.5 years now, helping business owners get all types of relief, all types of funding, loans, line of credits, grants. And so we continue to do that. So we talk about companies or organizations, churches, childcare centers that were hard hit, restaurants that are still waiting to see if the restaurant revitalization grant is going to be extended, and if more funding is going to be added, so it opens up for them. Restaurants that are still going through it, having supply chain issues, having higher costs, having increased cost of rents. I mean, they're just going through it, having staffing issues, trying to keep their heads above water, that already have low profit margins, seeking out funding. This can be your lifeline. So again, if you are a restaurant, or you have a food truck, or you have a bar, in the food industry, this may be the program for you that you qualify for. So again, please tag them, or if you see them, you know someone, if they're your friend, your peer, your relative, your neighbor, if they attend your church, if this is your favorite restaurant that you attend every week, let them know about this program. Just have them check out my video, or have them send me an email at hello@shebosstalk.com. Or maybe you have a medical practice, a dental office is really huge. We've helped several medical offices, dental offices. We've helped many haulers, those in the logistics industry, to be able to get funding. We've helped hotels. So hotels, dealerships, fitness centers are, again, some of the hardest hit businesses out there that need funding. Churches, for sure, are always asking about, how they can get more money to complete to fulfill their mission. And they often have money issues, right? Trying to get more funding. So again, this may be an opportunity for you, if you have a nonprofit, to be able to get access to this. I said that the average credit is $260,000. So yours could be less, or it could be more, right? So it's just depending on your employee count, right? So you can get up to $26,000 per employee. That's huge. Up to $26,000 per employee that you can get for your company. Okay. So we've helped tax practices. We've helped insurance agencies, accounting firms to be able to do it. And so what I'm asking is if you work with, we've helped chambers of commerce. We've helped 3 chambers of commerce get access to claim their credit. We've helped community development organizations claim their credit. So there's no limit on the types of companies or organizations that are out there that can potentially qualify for this credit. So if you are connected to business owners, maybe you're having an event, or you are part of BNI or chamber or some business association, you would like me to come in and speak, I could definitely come virtually. And I may even be able to do it in person to really help educate your community of small business owners on this program, so that they can apply to get the financial lifeline that they need. We get a ton of referrals, so thank you all for the referrals that you sent us. One of my peers, one of my friends just sent me one the other day, said, is this still going on? Are you still helping? I have a friend, she has like 16 employees, and I want you to be able to help her, right? So know that when you are referring, you're making a significant impact on these businesses, because it's run the gamut from what they've been able to do, whether they were struggling and trying to stay afloat, or they're pivoting, or they're trying to grow and expand. So we've helped many businesses that are right now trying to find ways to expand their businesses, and that is huge, right? For them to be able to have access to funds to be able to do that. Now, let's talk about some of the documentation. So when you submit your application or survey, they're both the one and the same, whatever you call it. But we've recently streamlined our application. Again, we've improved it at least 3 or 4 times. So it is an easy application to go through, very streamlined. You can upload all your documents in the one application, but you will need full detailed payroll reports for your W-2 employees. You will also need your federal payroll tax return. So these are your 941s, 943s, 944s, again, for quarters 2 to 4 in 2020 and quarters 1 through 3 for 2021 that you will need submit to upload. And they will ask you a question regarding PPP. So I'll get to that in just a second, because that's another misconception that we want to make sure that you all know, that you can apply for this and have received PPP as well. You also want to make sure that to include any 941 exits. So if you have amended your 941s, that you submit those as well. So I just want to reiterate that this is for business owners that have W-2 employees or have them in 2020 and 2021. So if you're a solopreneur, this is not the program for you. Before we close out, I'm going to be talking about grants that will open up, that we have, that are opening up in just a few days. So there's opportunities for everyone, but I want to get this out, because again, you're up against a timeline. These programs don't stay open forever. And this is one of the biggest ones that has flown under the radar. Why? Because PPP was so popular, IDA was so popular. And in the beginning, it was more complicated to get, and it was more limited on who could get it. And also, when they launched it, you could not get this and PPP. So that brings me to one of the misconceptions, is that you can't get this if you got PPP, which is the Paycheck Protection Program funds. You can get both, okay? So you can get both. You just can't, the qualifying periods have to be different, right? So the uses of the funds have to be different, but you can have it. So that does not exclude you. So that was over a year and a half ago that was the case. They have changed that long time ago, where you can qualify for both. So even if you got PPP, you can qualify for the employee retention tax credit. So again, if that is you, I would click on the link today and get your application started, and shoot us an email as well, and my team will be helping you as well. Another misconception is that your company had to have revenue decline. So I've heard this a lot from people that have business owners that have reached out to me. You do not have to have revenue loss or revenue declines to qualify for this program, because there's 3 different ways that you can qualify. So again, maybe the experts that you work with may have told you before that you don't qualify, and there's still some telling you don't qualify today because you did not have reduction in revenues. That is a misconception. There's other ways that you can qualify, okay? Also, you had to have a complete shutdown of operations to required to qualify. That is also not true. So you did not have to have a complete and total shutdown of your company operations to qualify, right? Now you can qualify for that if you had a employee shortage, or any of those types of things that happen, you may be able to qualify. If you have supply chain issues, you may be able to qualify because of supply chain issues. Okay. Another misconception is that public colleges, universities, and medical providers are not eligible. That is also not true, right? So I just said we have helped medical practices and dental practices be able to get access to these funds. Okay. So know that, again, the employee count, FTE count for 2020 is 100. And the employee count for 2021 is 500. So we've also helped franchises. But some franchises that have applied, we have not been able to help because they combined, their franchise had over 500 FTEs, which are full-time employees. Again, those employees that work 30 hours or more per week. Okay, so if you are a franchise, you may qualify. We're actually right now helping a restaurant to claim the credit for 3 of his companies. Okay, so he has 3 companies that do the same thing. They have different locations, and he's already claimed the credit for 1, and we're working on processing the second and the third. Okay. So again, this is huge. If you are a franchise, you may qualify for this credit as well. And then also the misconception is that if you are a tax exempt organization, that you don't qualify. Again, we have helped several nonprofit organizations access this credit for their organization. Again, but you need to, again, this is a refundable payroll tax credit. So you need to have W-2 employees. So this is not for you all if you have 1099s, because 1099s are not employees. That is a misconception. Okay. 1099s are contractors. Now, depending on the program, they may allow you to include them in your account. This is not one of those, at least not yet. So you had to have W-2 employees. You also had to have filed payroll taxes for those employees. Now, we've had several, sadly, that have reached out to us, had employees, but they were not tracking their employees. Now, I don't know how they don't track and stay organized when paying employees. I can't answer that question. But what I do know is because they were not doing things above board, utilizing payroll systems to pay their people and to file taxes with the IRS, now they don't qualify, even though they may have had 10, 20, or 30 employees. Okay. So it's not, you can't, I don't even know how you do this. Okay. I know Excel spreadsheets can do a lot, but it's not going to pay your payroll taxes. Right. So if you're doing that or managing it from a spreadsheet or Word doc, that is not a qualifier for this. You must be using a payroll system like a QuickBooks, a Xero, a FreshBook, a Gusto, something like that, and have filed your payroll taxes that were accepted by the Internal Revenue Service. Now, if you just have some, trepidation or a doubt, or, because you may have thought this was a scam, please know you can go to the IRS website. If ever in doubt, just go to the government websites, right? And I've said from the beginning, if it doesn't have .gov at the end, it is not a federal government website, okay? So you can go to irs.gov, go to the top right search bar and type in ERTC or ERC or Employee Retention Tax Credit, and it will pull up, okay? So that should tell you right there, this is real. This is real, okay? I've also had people that even started the process. Again, I don't know why you would start the process and not go through it, okay? But again, they go through the process and then they're like, because they have concerns about the IRS, okay? Don't let that stop you from getting what you are entitled to. But you're not going to, if you opt out, you forfeited your opportunity. And then once it closed, you may or may not have an opportunity to change your mind. Okay, because again, once it closes, it closes. And we've had people do that. Oh, I don't want to deal with the IRS. And then there's no reason to be fearful of the IRS if you are doing things above board. I mean, if the IRS came and audited me, I don't have a problem. I mean, just know if you got PPP, they can and most likely will be auditing you. If you got idle, they can and most likely will be auditing you. They, at any time, for any type of awards, they can come back and ask questions or ask for verification documentation on your qualifications for any programs that you have applied for, especially dealing with COVID-19. So it should be no different than when you apply for PPP and when you apply for EIDL, just because it's being overseen by the IRS versus the SBA. Okay, so again, I'm speaking on those things that have been brought to my attention that we deal with myself and my team deal with on a regular basis, because I know some of you all may be thinking the same thing or heard some things that are different. Now, please be leery of other people that are out here talking about, ERTC and calling it a grant. It's not. And leading you to places that is going to take you down a deep, dark hole and not take you to the credit that you are supposed to be applying for. This is a tax credit that's grant-like, meaning that it's not just a credit, it's going to be refundable. Just like if you, similarly to when you file your taxes, right, your personal taxes, and you get a refundable credit, that means that anything over and above your tax liability actually comes back to you and to your bank account. Look at it the same way, right? And so, the IRS, this is the IRS's really bonus to you for everything that you've been through the pandemic. And the fact that it's taking them this long, they are also going to be tacking on interest. So they're going to give you what you qualify for plus interest on top of that. This is not a loan. So that's another misconception that this is a loan. It is not. This is not money you don't have to pay back. This is uncapped and unrestricted funds. What better funds to get than this? Okay. So I already named so many different types of companies. We builders, if you're a contractor, we've helped landscapers, HVAC companies, you name it, we've helped them. So don't feel like your industry is exempt because you're in a particular industry, because we get that a lot too. It's just, do you meet the qualifications? And so when you go on the application and the first question is about FTEs and you're like, I have part-time, then just calculate it, based on your part-time to determine how many you would average on your full-time. But whatever that number is that says an estimated amount that you may qualify for, it's just estimated on average. It doesn't even tell you what it is that you qualify for until you submit all your completed information, and our team has a chance to analyze that information to then bring you back a real, true number that you can then take and then sign the documents and file. Now, with that said, one of the last things I want to share with regard to the process is that, yes, there is a fee, right? But there's not an upfront fee for us to analyze your information, right? But once it comes time to file, like anything, any service that you're using, there's a fee, but there's no risk to you. It's paid on the back end, right? So you can decide if you're paying on the back end or the front end. And I can tell you 75% of the businesses that we have helped have paid on the back end. Okay. That is the fee for us helping you to get access to your claim. Okay. So sometimes I don't understand people's mindsets is that, we are helping you to get money you didn't even know you were going to get. So you were going to get 0%. So now you can get, 90%, which is a lot of money, right? And so don't get distracted because, in order for you to get your benefit, that we get, there's a fee to be paid. That's at the back end, and it's also a tax write-off to you, like any other a valid business expense that you have. Okay, but know that these are experts, right? We don't claim to be the cheapest. We're not the most expensive, but guess what? We are the best. We are the best at what we do. I only deal with the best companies in everything that I do. And if you've been following us, you know that, right? Cheaper is not always better. We've seen that where people come to us because they went to another company that dropped the ball. So it's important who you're working with, who you're dealing with, to make sure that you get what you need to get out of the situation. Okay. So know that there's no risk to you, because you don't pay up front. You pay when you get paid. So I mean, what better scenario to be than that? So again, if you are just coming in, we're giving an update on the employee retention tax credit. You may hear it called the ERC or ERTC. This is a refundable payroll tax credit. So I see you all out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm just checking here to see if there's any questions. I always follow up after the broadcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, remember to share this out. Please share out this video wherever you're tuning in from, and tag someone in this video. You can tag anywhere that we're anywhere. Like if you know a restaurant that you patronize, or fitness center, or whatever, if there's somewhere where you go get your laser treatment or spa treatment or whatever it is, a salon, a barbershop, tag them in, tag their page in this video, because they want to know. Because the bottom line is that millions of business owners don't even know they have this option. They don't know that this exists. 100% of businesses that we help, they didn't know until they found out from us that this program was available and that they could get access to it. So again, as always, we have the resources in the comments for you. Just again, looking at the comments here. Okay, so that's the information on the ERC tax credit. Just want to let you know what's coming up that you may want to get in on, okay, as quickly as possible. Is that on September the 1st, so please mark your calendar. September the 1st, the She Pitch Perfect competition opens up, okay, for women entrepreneurs and business owners. Doesn't matter what, if you're for-profit, nonprofit, or what industry you're in, you have an opportunity to pitch your business for up to $2,500 and grants and prizes. So we're excited to launch this. This is our first year doing this. And it is a social media pitch competition. So you're going to be sharing videos online, and I will be going live at 12 p.m. on 12 p.m. Eastern on September the 1st to open up the competition. And this competition will run through September the 30th. And then winners will be announced and awarded in October. We have another grant opportunity as well. So we do these programs often. So we have our Women of Influence virtual meetup that we've done. This is, I think, third or fourth time hosting this event, where you have an opportunity to come pitch your business for a micro grant, as well as promote your business. You get to get advice on challenges that you're dealing with in your business, and you get to make amazing connections with other amazing women that are part of the meetup. So the links to register, the links to learn about more about the pitch competition are in the video. So please make sure that you are connected with us everywhere that we are, and that you stay plugged in. Because so many times after the fact, once we're closing it, that people find out that we haven't had a contest. And it's like, this contest has been running like for a week or a month at this point. So it's important not only to follow us, but to stay plugged into what it is that we're doing, so that you don't miss out on these opportunities. And then yesterday, I announced that we just selected our grant committee for the She Boss Up grant program, where applications are opening for the third round in November of 2022. So please mark your calendars for that. That is the She Boss Up grant program, right? And we just selected our partners. So we had an open invitation for partnerships. So this package is huge. The package is already valued around $60,000 at this point. And it's it's not just cash prizes, it's all kind of amazing technology and subscriptions and gift boxes. I mean, you name it, it's in here. Okay. So you definitely want to get ready because there will only be so many applications accepted. It will be a 2-week period that the applications will be accepted. So again, you want to make sure you get in on it, that you mark your calendar, you get on our email list, or you join our tribe. Now, tribe members, if you are part of either our YouTube membership program or Facebook membership program, you need to be a member for at least 2 months before you submit your application. But there are going to be 2 grants that specifically go to members of the She Boss Up tribe. That's amazing. Okay. So there are so many benefits to being a tribe member. That's just one of hundreds of benefits that you will get as being part of the She Boss Up tribe. So we're excited about all of this. Again, stay tuned. It's Monday. I know I have a lot to do, a lot of goals to achieve. It's already starting out to be a great Monday, a great week. So I encourage you all to do that. Go out, go after all of these opportunities that are available to you. Go check out our other videos on other opportunities that are available to you, and go after it. Now is the time. There are opportunities available now that were not ever made possible before. And they came out of the fact that we had a pandemic, was unprecedented. So now we're seeing all these unprecedented opportunities, and we just don't know how long they're going to be here. But I know more opportunities are coming. So just get ready, be prepared, get ready, and then stay ready. As always, continue to be the boss with amplified impact. Stay safe and stay in good health. Have a wonderful day.